Today, we're going to begin a two-part series about Hindi pronouns and the Hindi possessive postpositions ka, ke, and ki. This video specifically will focus on how personal pronouns fuse with ka, ke, and ki to form some possessive pronouns. Let's get started. In a previous video, we covered the 9 Hindi personal pronouns. They are main, hum, tu, tum, aap, ye, spelled yaha, wo, spelled vaha, ye, and vo, spelled ve. If you haven't already learned the Hindi personal pronouns, take the time right now to do so. Now, recall the general format for any phrase containing ka. X, ka, y. Where you switch out ka with ke or ki depending on whether y is masculine plural, masculine singular, or whether it's feminine. If X is one of the 9 personal pronouns, it will fuse with ka or ke or ki to form a possessive pronoun. And the next few slides will explain this process. When the first person personal pronoun main precedes ka, it fuses with ka to form mera. Likewise, when main precedes ke, it fuses with ke to become mere. Finally, when main precedes ki, the fusion is meri. All 3 of these fusions mean my, but you use one of the 3 fusions depending on the gender and number of the noun being possessed. So you'd use mera if the noun being possessed is masculine singular, we use mere if the noun being possessed is masculine plural, and we use meri if the noun being possessed is feminine, regardless of whether it's singular or plural. For example, to say my name in Hindi, we would say mera naam. Recall mera is a fusion of main plus ka, and ka is used if the noun being possessed is masculine and singular. Since naam, or name, is a masculine singular noun, we'd use mera. Remember, the postposition agrees with the noun being possessed, not the possessor. This is why everyone, regardless of whether they're male or female, will say mera naam when introducing themselves. The pronoun hum fuses with ka, ke, and ki to form hamara, hamare, and hamari, respectively. All of these fusions mean our. We use hamara if the noun being possessed is masculine and singular. We use hamare if the noun being possessed is masculine and plural. And we use hamari if the noun being possessed is feminine, regardless of whether it's singular or plural. Recall the 3 versions of you in Hindi, each one varying in formality: tu, tum, and aap. When tu fuses with ka, ke, and ki, it forms tera, tere, and teri, respectively. All of these fusions mean your, but you should only use these fusions when speaking and referring to someone with whom you are intimate. We use tera if the noun being possessed is masculine singular. Remember, tera is tu plus ka. We use tere if the noun being possessed is masculine plural. Remember, tere is tu plus ke. And we use teri if the noun being possessed is feminine, regardless of whether it's masculine or plural. And remember, teri is tu plus ki. Like tu, tum also fuses with ka, ke, and ki to form tumhara, tumhare, and tumhari, respectively. And notice the half letter ma on each of these fusions. All of these fusions also mean your, but you should use it when referring to a familiar individual. By now, you should be sensing a pattern regarding which pronoun fusions are used for possessing a masculine singular noun, which fusions are used for possessing a masculine plural noun, and which fusions are used for possessing a feminine noun. So here's a rule for all possessive pronouns. If the noun being possessed is a singular masculine noun, we use the possessive pronoun ending in an ah sound. So, mera, hamara, tera, tumhara. If the noun being possessed is a plural masculine noun, we use the possessive pronoun ending in an a sound. So, mere, hamare, tere, tumhare. If the noun being possessed is a feminine noun, we use the possessive pronoun ending in an e sound. So, meri, hamari, tumhari, teri. Remember this pattern as we look at the next second person personal pronoun, as well as all the third person personal pronouns. The fusions of the formal op with ka, ke, and ki are a lot simpler to remember because they're merely apka, apke, and apki, and each one of them is one word. All these fusions mean your, but you should only use them when referring to an individual in a formal manner. If we take the pattern we just learned, apka is used when possessing masculine singular nouns, apke for masculine plural nouns, and apki for all feminine nouns. Now, for the third person personal pronouns, I'm going to pronounce them how they were spelled, just because even though they're spelled differently, yaha and ye are still pronounced as ye, and vaha and ve are still both pronounced as vo, and that can be confusing when I'm talking about them. So I'm just going to pronounce them how they're spelled. The fusions of yaha with ka, ke, and ki are iska, iske, and iski, respectively. All of these fusions refer to a singular possessing noun that is nearby. Notice how I said possessing. The fusions of vaha with ka, ke, and ki are similar. They just start with a different letter. Uska, uske, uski. However, these fusions refer to a single possessing noun that is far away. While the fusions of yaha all have the prefix is, the fusions of ye all have the prefix in ka, in ke, in ki. The fusions of the pronoun may refer to a single nearby possessing noun in a formal manner, or to a plural nearby possessing noun. In other words, the word there. While the fusions of vaha all have the prefix us, the fusions of ve all have the prefix un, unka, unke, unki. The fusions of the pronoun may refer to a single faraway possessing noun in a formal manner, or to a plural faraway possessing noun, in other words, there. Rarely in Hindi, or English for that matter, will you see the third person possessive pronouns be used to mean why of this, or why of that, or why of these, or why of those. So you don't have to worry about those definitions too much. And why, remember, in X, ga, why, is the noun being possessed. Now, many of the upcoming practice problems will ask us to make sentences utilizing the personal possessive pronouns we've just learned. When integrating these pronouns into full sentences, it's important to note that the verb of the sentence, as well as any adjectives present, agree with the noun being possessed, not the noun that is doing the possessing. So if we consider the basic structure of a phrase containing ga, which is, remember, X, ga, Y, the verb and adjective of the sentence will agree with Y, not X. Let's take a look at this example. Meri billi moti hai. So there is an adjective in the sentence, moti, and the verb is hai. Both of them are agreeing with billi, which means cat, because billi is a feminine noun, and singular in this case. And so we use moti, the e ending adjective, as well as hai, since it's singular. We would not tailor the adjective or the verb to agree with ma or meri. Why is this the case? To discover why, let's take a look at the underlying grammar principles. Now, feel free to skip this part if you feel like the reasoning may overwhelm you. So remember, while ka, ke, and ki all are possessives, remember they function as basically the apostrophe s, they are also postpositions. So the noun preceding ka, ke, ki is part of a postpositional phrase. And this is the possessing noun X. So basically, let's take a look at the format X, ka, Y. Ka is the postposition, which means X is the noun within the postpositional phrase. In English, a noun that is part of a prepositional phrase can never serve as the subject of the sentence. This is true in Hindi as well. A noun within a postpositional phrase, in this case, X, the possessor, can never serve as the subject of a sentence. Moreover, in English, personal possessive pronouns are never the subject of sentences, and this is true in Hindi as well. Therefore, the verb and adjective must agree with the noun being possessed instead, in this case, Y. Let's take a look at this example. Pitaji ki gaadi achhi hai. It translates to father's car is good. Now in English, we would say that the subject of the sentence is car, not father or fathers. Likewise, in the Hindi sentence, the subject is gaadi, not pitaji. Remember, because pitaji is part of the postpositional phrase, with ki being the postposition. So we would use the verb hai, and we would say achhi. This rule that a noun in a postpositional phrase can never serve as the subject of a sentence will be important as you learn more Hindi grammar, so be sure to understand it. Now, let's start with some practice problems. My name is Khan. Remember, the word for my is either mera, mere, or meri, depending on what's being possessed. In this case, name is being possessed. Name in Hindi is a masculine singular noun. Naam. So if it's masculine singular, we would say mera naam. Khan hai. Mera naam Khan hai. My father is okay. So, as with the first problem, we have to use either mera, mere, or meri, depending on what's being possessed. And the object being possessed is father. In Hindi, however, respected individuals are addressed in the plural. So in this case, father or pitaji, while it is a masculine noun, will be considered plural because we want to give our father respect. So in this case, we'd use mere. Pitaji, theek hai. Because remember, now the verb agrees with pitaji, which is a plural noun. So keep this rule in mind about making individuals plural out of respect. We often use it with family members who are older than us, such as an older brother or sister, our parents, grandparents, etc. We also use it with other people who deserve respect, such as teachers. Let's look at this third problem. Her, near, informal, car is nice. So remember the word for her when referring to a her that is nearby and not in a formal manner is iska, iske, or iski, depending on what the noun being possessed is. In this case, the noun being possessed is car. Car in Hindi is gaadi, and it is a feminine noun. In this case, it's also singular because we're saying car, not cars. So we would say iski gaadi Remember, adjectives agree with the noun that is being possessed, not with the possessor. So in this case, achhi will agree with gaadi. There, referring to there that's far away. Grandmother, paternal grandmother, is sick. The reason why paternal is in parentheses is in Hindi, there's different words for maternal grandmother, paternal grandmother, or even maternal grandfather and paternal grandfather. So this is why the specification is needed. So the word for grandmother in Hindi is, at least on the paternal side, is dadi, and then we say ji out of respect. So the word for there, referring to a far away there, is either unka, unki, and unke. Now, once again, there has to agree with the noun that's being possessed, which is dadiji, a feminine plural noun. Remember, we're treating dadiji with respect, so we want to treat her as a plural noun. So, we'd have to use unki. Dadi ji. The word for sick is bimar. And remember, we're treating dadi ji with respect. She's considered a plural noun, so we use hai. Unki dadi ji bimar hai. This concludes the end of the video. In the next installment of the series, we're going to be focusing on how interrogative and other pronouns combine with ka, ke, and ki. I'll see you then.